the worst thing that somebody can do is tell you no. But
Right.
now, turns out it was a yes. And then from there, I created my own opportunity. And as I think
Mhm.
about it too, it's just like, yo, moving forward in life, I want to create my own yes.
Hey y'all, welcome back to another episode of Your Divine Glow podcast. I am Ashley, the Divine Glow coach. I have a special guest in the building today. My special guest reps NYC. He is the host and producer of the Kickback N Chill Show, which highlights the success of entrepreneurs. Please welcome DaJoir Thomas, aka Day NYC, to the space. What's up? Thank you for being here.
No doubt. Thank you for having me.
So I have to say, like me being on your show and then you being on mine, oh, it's a little different. It's a little different.
45.
But
I'm
it's
on
a
the other
little
side of the
different.
microphone. So that's
What
what's up.
happened?
I'm on the other side of the microphone, so I'm excited. I never get chances to do stuff like this.
Really? I thought, well, no.
Not
I
often.
haven't really seen you like be a guest anywhere, honestly. But have you like at least once?
Yeah, I've done it at least 6, 7 times.
Okay.
And I always try to do that because sometimes it's like, all right, let me take a break from being on my side and let me jump on a few platforms. But I love to, do an even exchange because that's how, content creators are able to collide, share ideas, bounce thoughts from each other. So I'm always
Yeah.
down to do stuff like that. It's like an even exchange.
Cool. Yeah. I mean, I like it too because it's like I think when you're a host, it's a lot that goes into it, obviously. Like it's your
Mm-hmm.
show, like you're working with a team, obviously, but it's like you have to prep and do all of this. But when you're a guest, you're like, all right, I'm gonna just lay it all out there, just ask me the questions. So it's not as much pressure. So,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm just happy that you are here as a guest and we can jump on in to know more about you and what you do. So
Absolutely.
just tell me a bit more about yourself and what inspired you to start Kickback and Chill.
Absolutely. So I'll try to keep it, as much as somewhat of a long rant. So I got started at the age of 19. I went to a community college here in Tribeca and BMCC, and I didn't know what the hell I wanted to major in. So I majored in liberal arts, which is nothing really. Still got a degree in it, but I was like, fuck it, why not? So what it was, I got out of class, and I say, you know what? I'm gonna take this 3 hour gap, go get something to eat, just relax, just unwind. So I'm walking downstairs, but as I'm walking downstairs, I'm not paying attention. So I'm literally just on my phone, just scrolling on social media, texting. I end up in the theater department. And turns out during that day, I was not supposed to be down there. As I open the door, I'm like, oh snap, where am I? Security guy looks at me and just said, I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna go through the back. As I'm walking to the back, I see a sign that says TV host wanted. I was like, you know what? All right, well, I'll go check it out. I took a picture of the poster. I was like, listen, I don't know what these people are going to tell me. It seems like a big deal. Let me just go. Fast forward, I get there. I meet the producer. This guy's name is Dave. Shout out to Dave. We still cool to this very day. We bumped a few heads, but still developed a good rapport. And I went to the audition. And out of 20 people, I made the final five. Out of final five,
Mm,
I got selected. And to this very day, it still is like a shock to me because like every year in October will make a year that that moment happened. And I always tell people that if that didn't happen for me, if I would have just breezed by and said, you know what, I'm not going. I probably wouldn't have people like yourself and just so many people that I've networked with. I would have never met them, and I'm,
mm,
and I'm happy I did do it. And I once I auditioned and I accepted the role, I did a show called The Spotlight. Did it for a year and a half. It's still going. But after a year and a half, I wanted to learn more about video production myself. So I took a
mm,
class on basic studio production, editing, the whole nine. They taught me everything. And then I presented the idea like, hey, I want to start a show called Kickback N Chill, right?
mm,
They was up for it. They said I need to create a pilot, and from there they'll see where they'll go for it. I created the pilot, hated it straight up. It was terrible. Audio was
what?
terrible. I don't know what the hell I'm doing. I'm just winging it. But somehow
Mm,
me winging it, quote unquote, they accepted it. It was just like, yeah, we'll accept it, and you create your seasons and you get renewed each and every year. Um,
mm,
Fast forward, then I've been doing Kickback and Chill for 4 years. Been through some ups and downs. Met a lot of interesting people like yourself and many others. And this year made 4 years that we did the Kickback and Chill reunion.
Hey,
So
congratulations.
yeah, yeah. It's so crazy.
Dope.
It happened before COVID, so thank God. So I'm happy
Mm,
and blessed. And I'm glad to be a content creator because it's fun.
yeah. Well, two things I heard in your story,
Mhm.
just about you seeing the poster for TV Host Wanted. Like, what in your spirit was like, I could be that. Like, I am that.
You know, it's crazy. I'm a huge fan of like Terrence J, Ryan Seacrest, the whole nine. I always thought growing up I was gonna be like a sports reporter and stuff like that. Anything within the basketball because I'm a sports guy.
Okay.
But those things could still happen over time.
Right.
Um, for me, it was just I loved being on camera. I always loved TV. I always wanted to know that behind the scenes type of structure. And I think it was just something in me that was just like, DaJoir, you need to develop the mentality of the worst thing that somebody can do is tell you no. But
Right.
now, turns out it was a yes. And then from there, I created my own opportunity. And as I think
Mm,
about it too, it's just like, yo, moving forward in life, I want to create my own yes. And for
I
me,
like
it's just like, it's so much, media is very competitive, right? I tell people that all the time. That's just harsh reality. It could be 1 million jobs. I mean, it could be 1 million people that love media. Everybody wants to get into it, but maybe 100,000 jobs, right? It's harsh reality, right? Some are permanent contracts, semi-permanent temp, who knows? But for me, it was just one of those things like DaJoir, being that you got this, like always move with the mentality of the worst somebody can say is no. Always create your own because at the end of the day, if you always have your own, nobody can stop you, especially when it's hot. And my mom always told me that too. Like, listen, just try. She will always instill that message, even my dad. Um, and I'm glad I went. And I always say to myself, I remember when he told me, hey, come back, I literally went to Wendy's. It was on 59th Street. We used to be on 59th Street in Manhattan near John Jay. I went to Wendy's and I was eating there and I was like, yeah, I don't think I want to go back. But something told me just go.
mm.
And I'm glad I did.
Yeah. Wow. That if we talk about like divine timing, divine placement, like that just
Mhm.
sounds very divine within
Yeah.
itself. It's like boom. And to be open to it, right? Like that's the
Mhm.
thing. Like even you just literally just said like I didn't really want to go back, but something was tugging at like when you feel that nudge, that
That's
pull,
yeah.
like yeah, I don't
Mhm.
wanna, but we gonna do it. So
Mhm.
like
Yep.
it
Yep.
it's definitely like good to listen to your intuition, and that's really all that is. I'm happy that you did because obviously like you turned it into something beautiful. The second thing I wanted to mention too is that within your story they like I guess the people that you did the pilot for, right? They saw the vision even though you thought it was like, oh, this is not it,
Oh, it's
like
terrible.
they still saw the potential in it and what it can be and what it is going like what it grew into be, right? So it's like some people when when they see something great, it's like why not? They even gave you a chance. They said, hey, let's just try it. Like we have nothing like this, maybe like there's nothing that we can compare this to right now. And so you just filled that box for them and then was like, let's do it. So how did
Mhm.
that make you feel in the moment when they did like say, "Hey, let's put you on."
Absolutely. So come to find out today, anybody can create their own thing, right? It wasn't one of
Mhm.
those things where, oh, they'll deny you. I guess if it's something like really explicit, they'll be like, hey, you can't film this type of content.
Right.
Um, when they told me yes, it made me feel like, okay, DaJoir, this is something that if you want this to be big, you have to be consistent. But not just be consistent, just be a good person of character. Because you got to understand, you're going to be encountering so many different people. Jersey, New York, maybe in Atlanta. Just and I'm talking like outside of tri-state too. Because the goal is to
Mhm.
always grow, evolve, expand a brand. I want Kickback Show to be global. When they told me, it was just like, all right, I got to be consistent. I have to know how to talk on camera, and they train me for that. I got to know how to operate the back end, and I say the back end because I'm one of those people where it's like, yeah, you want to grow your team, but I always said, worst come to worst, if no one's available, okay, I do remember how to do certain things. I know how to do X, Y, and Z. I'm a firm believer that knowing something is better than knowing nothing, even if it's 20%.
Mm.
So that yes was just kind of like a shock, even my parents was like, wait, you sure you want to do this? I said, yeah, I want to do it. And I think my mom started to see the reality once it was like 6-7 months in. She came to a show. My dad would stop by the show. When the audiences were coming in, that's when you know that, okay, like these people saw something in me that I probably didn't even see in myself. And that's why to this very day, it's like, damn, DaJoir, like you really took a picture and went. It was cold that day. I can hold you. It was like 30 degrees in New York, but I said, we got to make something happen. And I
Yeah.
always said when I went to college, I was like, I want to get myself involved in something. I don't want to be that person that just went to class, spoke to people, went home. Even though there's people that's like that, but I needed to get into something. I'm glad it was this.
Yeah. Well, see, don't shame me because I didn't speak to anybody in the class. Okay, I went to class, did the work, and left. Okay, that was me.
But you see why? Because college is really, everybody got their own story of college, right? But
Yeah,
college is a networking opportunity. So
it
because
is.
I went through this, best advice I give people, right? It's just like, hey, when you're walking down them halls and you scrolling on your phone or you're just sitting down, just look at the bulletin board for just a minute. That's all I'm asking for. A minute out of your time. You could stumble across a workshop, a job fair for like one of your favorite companies you've always wanted to work for. They could be having an internship fair or an info session. And you have the opportunity to meet employers, update your resume, do this, do that. Hell, you might get their contact information, right? But
Nice.
if you don't try and look and seek the information that's there, you can't be mad at anybody but yourself. Especially in media too. I feel as if sometimes it's like, okay, you got the degree in this, but do you have experience? Do you have some sort of skin in the game? Right?
Mm.
And harsh reality in today's day and age, you might get a chance. Somebody be like, all right, I'll get take a chance on you, but it's always good to have that leverage under your belt. Like, okay, here's my portfolio. I do X, Y, and Z. I'm also a business owner. We also got the merch. So also show that, okay, you really lead, you have a big role in handling Kickback and Chill. They're willing to offer you a producer position and pay you X amount of dollars because, like, okay, I see what he can do, but let's train him over here and let's see what he can do, on our network, on our platform, and so on.
Yeah, and I love that. Well, I guess this ties into my next question because with all the networking that you're doing, you are highlighting all these entrepreneurs and their success. So, what led you to highlighting the success of these entrepreneurs on your show?
I think for me, I knew, well, growing up for me, I was so shy as hell. Shy. You came up to me, my heart probably started racing. I'd be like, I'll be right back. Hold on. And I was somewhat antisocial, but wanted to break out of that shell. And I
Mm,
feel like doing the show really helped me because I knew I wanted to have conversation. I knew I wanted something good, something that people could sit down and be like, wow, this is therapeutic. And that's something I really instill in myself. I want to have a great conversation where not only you're providing value, it's a fun time, but also, it's somebody that's watching is going to be like, you know what? I think I want to give it a shot. You know what I'm saying? I'm tired of being in this funk, quote unquote.
okay.
Like
Yeah.
I'm not a surface level conversation type of dude. And that's just with anybody.
Mhm.
I probably do at the
Yeah.
doctor's office, but not here. So I said, I really want to engage in conversation. I want to get better, with my social life, with, socializing with different people. And I said, if I only look for this specific thing, that could really not only help others, the audience, or creating value, but more so it helps me get out of my shell. I get to learn something. And I may say, you know what? I may want to tap into this industry as a next business venture because you came on my show and provided so much value. So that's,
Mhm.
I think, that it makes me feel good when I have somebody special because there's always somebody special sitting in that chair.
To go back to just your shyness,
Mm-hmm.
because I can relate to that, right? Like I have not always been so outgoing, and I still don't really like describe myself as outgoing,
Mm-hmm.
even though sometimes I may come off that way. But like, dog, I'm just like I want to be right here with it. Like
Yeah.
I don't really want to go all the way out there and be talking to groups of people. At least not yet, right? Like I think we need to like grow into that.
Mm-hmm.
So can you remember the first time that you were in front of that camera and how I would
Yeah.
say liberating that felt? I mean, yes, not in the beginning. Maybe like when you first started in front of the camera, you were like, oh, but like
Yeah.
afterwards, right? I mean, I don't want to assume that it was liberating, but can you explain to us just the
Absolutely.
after effect?
Absolutely. The first episode, my debut episode of Kickback and Chill, the guy introduced me as our new co-host, and I'm shy because One, I'm thinking the show is live. I don't want to mess up. I'm like, did I dress properly for this? But we said like similar style clothing. But anyway, I'm on camera and it's kind of like I don't want to say the wrong thing. I don't want to feel like I'm saying stuff and it makes no damn sense. I don't want people in the control room looking at me crazy and be like, "Oh, what the hell is this kid talking about?" So a lot of thoughts was going through my mind, but over time, like he helped me get comfortable to want to speak and voice my opinion, because he would do like hot topics on like what's going on, whether it's politics, whether it's sports, whether it's entertainment, like a bunch of different things. And because I would know a lot about the sports and entertainment side, and I'm not really a politics type of dude, it was one of those things where it's like, oh, okay, I don't know how to like answer this, but I'll just bounce off what you said, but like say it in a different way. Um, but over time, we kept doing multiple episodes. I kept saying, I was like, you know what? I got this. And then one time you hear me voicing my opinion and I'm just going on a rant to the point where they're like, yo, we have to go to break. And it's like, oh snap, my bad. But he enjoyed it because it's kind of like, yo, this dude is opening up. This is what we need. So I remember that was probably the 4th or 5th episode. That's when I opened up. And then from ever since that day, I took off. I was speaking to everybody. Hello, what's going on? How's your day going? But also knowing my limits. I don't like to be on top of people. So yeah, man, everything happens for a reason.
Yeah. And obviously it speaks to like the more you do something, you're better at it, right? I
Yeah.
think what a lot of the times we talk about what blocks us is really that first step. And
Mm-hmm.
we're so scared to take the first step. Like you have to know, no matter what, that first step isn't going to be perfect. Even
Yeah.
like the fourth, fifth step is not going to be perfect. But the more you do it, the more you get more like you get comfortable. And it's
Yeah.
a beautiful thing that you also had a team or that one person that was like, no, you good. Like it's like reassuring you, right? And making you feel in a space where you're able to like voice your opinion. And because sometimes you're in spaces and you're like, I really don't feel safe. I don't feel safe voicing all these opinions, especially right here. But with that, you were blessed with the team. Is it the same team you have now? Because shout out Stanley, because I
Yeah.
respect Stanley so much.
You know what's crazy, Stan? I'll be a little hesitant because I'm like, Dan, don't scare my guests away. It's great. But I'm not gonna lie, he has a charismatic personality. I guess because I guess older people, like after a while, they just like when you're around young people for so long, he considered me his nephew. So I guess like
Yeah,
when you're around them for so long, it's like you pick up on certain jokes, tricks, little tips. And I
yeah,
was like, yo, leave her friends alone. But I just like, everybody felt comfortable, and that's something that I want from my team and for myself. And I say these are my 3 core values. Number one, as long as you're safe, as long as you're
hmm
comfortable and you're having a fun time, we did our job for the night. Right? Because
right,
number one is like it's your first time meeting me, right? Many people don't know is that I take a risk every time I'm meeting somebody for the first time, especially if I'm coming from social media. Never met you. I don't know what you do outside of this. I just pray that,
hmm
okay, that what you're going to present is not a front. Because, don't get me wrong. After the hello, how you doing? After the first 2 minutes, you're going to open up. You're going to be like, yeah, I'm excited. You're going to, dive deep. You're going to crack some jokes. And I want people to do that. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm
yeah,
going to really show you the real side of me. Because I crack jokes a lot on set. I'm going to be honest with
hmm
you. And, it's like I need a team that's like that. And I feel like once me and him had that conversation, was like, he told me, he was like, you make people feel comfortable, right? Continue to keep doing that, because he said, hell, it may get to a point where they may want to contact you and be like, hey, listen, can I just hear your opinion on X, Y, and Z? They may want to talk to you on just anything because the
yeah,
conversation is so therapeutic. I be feeling like when I'm on the show, it's like when you guys come on the show, it feels like this is conversation that you probably wanted to have in such a long time, but
hmm
maybe you felt like I talk to my friends all the time. Yeah, they understand me. They know me. They know you. They know you from top to bottom. But to speak to
hmm
somebody who's making you feel comfortable and safe off the first give and go, make things feel
yeah.
like a breeze, especially when you're around those cameras and those lights.
Okay, I ain't gonna lie. That set is intimidating because I've never been on that set, like, or on a set like that before, where it's just like
Mm-hmm.
boom in your face, and I'm just like, I just
Mm-hmm.
remember the camera was on my chin, and I was like,
And it
okay,
could
that's a
jump
little too
too.
much. Like, you gotta back up. You gotta back up. It was a little too much on the neck, but
Mm-hmm.
I'm getting used to. But when I can say when I was on your show, the way it's set up is kind of like you're in the living room, like you're
Yep.
legit in the chairs. I've never been on the couch. I seen you had a couch though, and
Yeah.
when I guess earlier in the season, but
Yeah.
it's like legit, like you're in your home, like
That's
you're
the function.
coming away from home, and you're
Mhm.
like, I want you. I mean, hence the whole name of the show, Kickback and Chill. I mean, yeah, get comfortable. Let's chat. Like, what's up?
Yeah.
You
And you know what's
know?
crazy? I'm always make it known, like, hey, listen, like, I don't ask personal questions. But if the
Mm,
person opens up and starts, revealing that, unraveling those personal things, all right, cool. Will I add to it? Maybe, depending on how serious it is. Or
mhm.
I may just be like, all right, let's switch gears a bit and talk about something else. So
I'm a mindset coach, so I really feel like it's only right I ask this question.
yeah.
And I want to know, like, yes, overcoming your shyness is one thing, but how did you shift your mindset in order to be where you are right now? Because it does take, that shift to really be like, all right, I really want this, despite whatever is like I feel or whatever I'm thinking, those thoughts in my head. How did
Mhm.
you address that and go about even just starting on the path of, hey, I want to network more, I want to be able to speak to people and really get this thing popping?
Yeah. So I heard this interview from Vinny from Jersey Shore, and he said like one thing. He said, if you're not ready for people to talk about you, make you feel uncomfortable, if you're not ready to get out of this shy trait that you have, then you're not ready for this industry. And when he said that, it was like, damn, he is right. You know what I'm saying? Because what I'm probably experiencing, what you guys are experiencing right now, that's just a handful. Imagine when you're actually in it and you're seeing a whole bunch of stuff. Your name is being called in the media, left and everything's happening left and right to the point where you may not have control. You may want to log out of social media and be like, "Yo, I just need a break." And I think that's what really helped me because it's like, listen, I know I want to change in life, and I feel like this could really help me, right? I can't think about what the next man is saying. I got to just do my own thing and have my own flow. And
Mm.
once I kept saying that to myself, that's when things started to become a breeze. Now I can't lie. Once I was having audiences and we had like 5, 10, 20 plus people, we was at capacity, I was like, oh, okay. Keep my social battery juice up because I don't know how this gonna work. And there was one time I just I winged it. I would crack jokes during the break. And they was laughing
Mm,
at it.
yeah.
And it wasn't that soft little laugh like, oh no, like they was actually like cracking up. And then it
Mm,
was kind of like, all right, I warmed them up a little bit. Now it's time to
yeah.
really get in. So like now
Yeah.
because you're pumped up and you're warmed up, now I got to keep the energy flowing and going because I can't come off
Yeah.
as, oh well, welcome back. No, they want energy now. Like where's that energy during 10 minutes ago when you were just cracking jokes? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I had to keep saying to myself, listen, stop worrying about what other people think or say. Harsh reality, they may not be doing the same thing as you. And if they are, why are they worrying about you? Right? So that's
Mhm.
number one. And number two, if you want to do more in this industry, you can't think of others. You collaborate with others, but if you feel like you're getting a lot of negativity from others, don't even waste your time on them. Just think about stay in your tunnel, stay in your lane. Don't worry about what other people think, and everything
Mhm.
will be smooth.
I must say, I'm listening to you talk, and I'm like, cracking jokes is what grounds you, right?
There you
Like
go.
that's that thing that be like, you know what, I'm a little nervous, but I'm gonna crack this joke, and
Yeah.
we go. Is that how you always coped with like your shyness, or
Absolutely.
whenever you're in an awkward situation?
Yeah, I have to like make a little joke, say something funny,
Yeah.
like especially like I'm gonna be honest, like when I first met you, I was a little nervous to crack a joke. I'm gonna be honest with you, because the demeanor I got was more of like real serious, professional, and don't get me wrong, it was amazing, and but I liked it. It was just like I would be like, hey, we was cracking jokes, or whatever.
I'm
So
sorry. I'm
nah,
just cracking
after a
up because
while,
I'm
I
like,
heard your southern accent. I was like, oh, I rocks with her. We both got the same accent in a sense.
yo,
Or kind of
it
similar.
it's crazy because business, right?
Right.
So I'm like, okay, I'm going to be about my business, but I'm not like rude. I don't want to be and coming off as rude, but it's crazy because people have told me I have like the resting bee face, and I'm like, I don't really mean to have it. Like it's my face. Like you want me to like, you want me to smile? Like you want me
Yeah.
to just the whole time? Like that hurts. But like I always want people to feel comfortable around me, like despite but like know that business is business, and then when we play, we play. Like there's a time
Absolutely.
and place for everything, but even when you work and you're about business, of course I want to have fun. Like I don't want to sit here and be monotone. Honestly, when it comes to you and just like that energy of I mean, it's hard not to be yourself, is what I'm trying to say. Like you
Yeah.
have it within you. So it's like the way that you even just have people gravitate towards you. It's like you bring that energy, they're gonna bring it right back.
Like I think my favorite part was when you were saying something. You went to the supermarket and you saw the price went up. You was like, "Woo!" It's like, okay, like what the hell's going on? I loved it though. Like you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because I always say to myself, listen, you guys are not this hello, how you doing when y'all get out of here, right? So after a while, give it like 20 minutes. You're gonna be like,
Mm,
oh, I like this, cool. I crack a joke depending on how I feel, and we're gonna go from there.
it was dope. So
Thank you.
I'm gonna slide into something different. This is like something that I just came up off the spot, but
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna give you a word and you tell me the first thing that comes to your mind. Um, passion.
Passion. Kickback and chill.
Okay. Obstacles.
Obstacles. Damn. Uh, obstacles. Fight.
Hold up now. You gotta break that down. Why
So
fight?
what I mean by that is like obstacles. You're fighting through an obstacle that's getting in the way of you trying to accomplish something. And although it may
Mm,
be a fight that I know that word was very like vague but and broad, but it's like you're fighting
mm,
through an obstacle to try to accomplish what you're trying to accomplish. It's not going to be easy, or even if you feel like okay, I'm fighting, it's not happening now. But if you continue to put up that fight and not get tired, then it's kind of like you was able to dominate that. You was able to make your way
mm.
through as opposed to just having the obstacle push you 10 steps back, and it's like you're like barging yourself like no, I need to go. So that's
Yeah, yeah. You makes sense. Okay. Got you.
Mhm.
Last one. Legacy.
Legacy. Oh, family.
Okay. Is that something that you want to do and continue to do? Is the Kickback and Chill Show and have that part of it's going to be part of your legacy, but is that the thing? Or do you see yourself doing so much more?
I honestly feel like I'll be doing so much more, but kickback and chill is something I want to continue to like build and build. I want to get to a point where it's like when I start a family, I want people to be like, yo, my dad started a show. It's one of the hottest shows in
Mhm.
the game, you know,
Yeah.
and be like, yo, nobody's doing this like my dad. Well, coming soon. I
Mm,
ain't ready for a family now, but um, I would say like there's so many other ideas, but my first mission was like, okay, we need to build this. We have to continue to build this because I'm still not satisfied. There's definitely more things I want to do with the brand.
mm,
But I can't lie. Sometimes it's hard. You know, in New York, there's always a new trend. There's always something new, and you say, "Yes,
mm,
damn, that's nice. I want to connect with this individual. I want to try to do this. I want to try to do that."
yeah,
But I always say, don't try to juggle so many things. Just focus on one thing and
mm,
just go from there, or see how you can incorporate that and make it like a sequel or making like something that's part of Kickback and Chill. So.
okay. Yeah, that would be dope. Like,
Mhm.
I could see you even. I think I maybe told you this before.
Mm.
Maybe I don't like teaching.
Teaching.
Like, what
Yeah.
did I tell you that before?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm like, did I dream that? I'm like, it felt more. I don't know. I guess I did say that recently, yeah. Because like, yeah, I could definitely see you teaching. Obviously, like even now, I mean, you teaching us right now. You schooling all of us
Mhm.
right now. But even just the people that are wanting to be in the media space and just doing what you're doing, why not? Like,
Mhm.
I feel like you're very instrumental in that. Is that something that's going to be part of your journey too?
Never say never. I don't want to close my heart on it. Like I said, when I tell you I was shy, like I'm gonna be honest with you, being up in front of like a bunch of students was not my thing. I was looking straight at the wall, not at the students.
I
But
got you.
I would say, like I said, never say never is something I'll be open to. Like, let's say if
Mhm.
a school contact me, like, hey, we would love for you to come, and have a conversation with the students. That could probably
Mhm.
lead to like a motivational speaker type of role where it's kind of like, no, we want Day to come to our school and teach the media department like, hey, what should they do? How should they do this? How should they do that? You know.
Mhm.
But I always want people to remember, like, hey, listen, I don't come off as Mr. Know It All, but I would definitely say I feel like I'm a good expertise in the stuff that I've learned over the X amount of years that I've done Kickback and Show. And that
Yeah.
can also lead to saying like, hey, I'm willing to bring in some interns and help them create their own show. You learn from me, gather, obtain as much knowledge you can, go do your thing. Now it's time for you to spread your wings and fly. So
Kudos to you, man. I must say, like,
thank you.
I'm very proud of you.
Thank you.
I mean, we've met, like, we haven't known each other that long, but every time we do speak, it's like you are empowering, you are motivating, and I can really tell you love the work that you do. So
Yeah.
I'm very proud of where you are so far for 4 years, right?
Hmm. Yeah.
I'm really proud of you and just the growth and just coming from someone who also was like, we classified ourselves as shy, right? Because I
Hmm.
think shyness is something that other people placed a label on us as.
Hmm.
We were not born shy. Obviously, we come into life and life happens where we have closed up because of those experiences. And then we take on that label of being shy, and that's not really us. It's like we have to get back to ourselves, and I'm happy that you're getting back to yourself and just being who you really are, who Day really is, or DaJoir, who DaJoir really is, and just shining your light. So I'm just so happy for you in that space, and I can't wait to see where you do in like the next 5 years and where Kickback and Chill really goes.
That's something I ask myself all the time. And it's so crazy. I said to myself, once the season is done, I wanted to, because we're like towards the end, I wanted to do like 4 months off. People would say, like, yo, that's kind of crazy. Not really, because I feel like 4 months can breeze by. If you think about it, 4 months is a semester, right? It will
Yeah.
breeze by quick. So for me, it's just more so like, okay, I feel like every content creator should do this. This is just my take. Everybody know you can create content. Everybody know you can throw it on social media, right?
Hmm.
But what do you feel like you need to improve on? Like, take a step back, actually write it down with your team. Yo, I need to improve in X, Y, and Z. Who do I need to bring into the team to, help out with X, Y, and Z, right? Whether it's you're bringing somebody as an intern, whether you're willing to pay somebody for whatever the issue you may have, whatever
Hmm.
you feel like you need to learn, master it. Because again, straight up, media is expensive. This space is very expensive, right?
Yeah.
So let's say you may not have the money to pay somebody. For let's say you didn't have money to pay a social media strategist to take care of you every month. At least you can learn little by little on your own. Like, okay, this is what Instagram is shifting to. This is what Facebook and possibly TikTok, possibly, is shifting to. So let me
Hmm.
learn little tips and tricks. And you can start off by doing that on your own personal account.
Right.
Do little things, right? You could be in the city
Hmm.
taking photos and stuff like that, or just creating visuals, right? And you say to yourself, okay, let's see if this is the type of content my audience likes. If they like it,
Hmm.
okay, let's try to bring it in on the business end. You try it on the business end. If they like it and they rock with it, okay, cool. Let's try to create more of this. I always say try to have at least 4 or 5 different types of content under your belt. Because if you can switch it up on your audience, switch it up on your audience, but also provide value, they're gonna always
Hmm.
want to tune in. Because the
Yeah.
goal is to always have somebody tune in to the point where it's like, no, I gotta check out Divine Glow. I gotta see what the hell she's talking about because
Yeah.
I like how she put this. And now you just want to have people on the edge of their seats. That's something they taught me. You got people at
Yeah.
the edge of their seats. they have no choice to wait and wait. And unfortunately, they're going to get impatient. But at least they'll be like, nah, I want to really tune into this whole thing. So 4 months, we're going to tap out, I'm going to miss filming for 4 months, but it's going to feel like COVID again because that's when we got shut down. We shut down for at least a year and a half. But I know it's needed. And I just pray that coming back for season 4, because we got to prove for it, that we can just, hit the ground running with something different, something new. And, to keep people, amazed at what we have.
At the end of the day, too, I think a lot of us feel, because a lot of us have a show or a podcast, right? And no, I can't say you or I talk about like relationships and all that drama about like the dating scene, but like honestly, there's like no one has a show like yours, no one has a show like mine, and they don't do it the same. There's not another Ashley, there's not another DaJoir. Like we just have our unique sense of style. But even though we still can come together and just still, I think it's just about helping the masses at the end of the day. Like it's not about competition. So I'm just happy that you and I are able to collab and just show the people like what's real, what's deep, and not have those surface level conversations. So I'm gonna shift it over really quick to our next segment. And it's called the Empowerment EP. Do you know what the Empowerment EP is?
But it's like a playlist.
Oh, well, it is a playlist. See, at least you do. So pretty much, I'm going to ask you to share 3 songs that are a source of strength and inspiration to you on your journey currently, or just in general. But what are those 3 songs? So we can add them to the playlist for all the listeners.
Damn, title of the song. Let's do a lot of songs. Damn. Can I mention artists?
You're not the first person. We could do that. We could do that.
No. I'm gonna keep what you have. So, there's a song called. I listen to a lot of Larry June. I don't know if you're familiar with him.
Mm-hmm.
Can I look at my phone real quick and see the song? I have a playlist that's on repeat, and I have a highway playlist.
Yeah, go ahead. Like, can I cheat? Go ahead.
Let's see.
All right, now don't be playing a song on here now. This about to.
No. Let's see. I would say Ace Hood and Killer Mike with Greatness. That's off the Mind album. He's one of those independent artists, it's like you gotta catch him when he drops something. But he dropped the album recently, so that would be my first. Second one would have to be, I think it's a song from Nas. Hold on.
Which one was that?
Nas. So I'm looking at Nas, King Disease.
Yeah, we got Nas on the playlist too.
Ken.
That's already on the playlist.
Damn, I'll choose another one.
It's okay.
I like Motion by him.
I don't think I've heard that one by Nas. Okay.
We'll just go with Case Pinnacle.
I literally just added that one the other day.
I like that.
Yes, I literally just added his song the other day. He's on there.
Yeah,
but we could keep him. We could keep him on there. You could be. That could be your third one.
Yeah, definitely keep it.
Yeah. Well, we could keep that as your third one. You ain't gotta search no further, okay? We ain't gonna shut you out on this platform, right? Yeah. People they be like 3. What? Yeah. No, listen. I love that song too. So we have Ace Hood with Greatness, Motion by Nas, and Pinnacle by Case. Love those. I'm going to add them to the playlist. So I will definitely share it with you if you don't have it already. It's on Apple Music and Spotify. And for the rest of you on the audience, you can check out the link in the show notes, and the playlist will be there for you to catch up on. Yes?
I do listen to Nipsey Hussle, Grinding on My Life. I like that. You listen to Nipsey?
Yeah, no. what you call it, it's so funny because my friend was saying that no one has said that song yet. And of course, until now, you
Mm.
say it. So yeah, Nipsey's on there too. Already a
Mhm.
good 2 times, but not that song. No one has said that song yet. So yeah, I'm gonna add that one too. But yeah, this playlist has grown to be at. I mean, I'm gonna add yours, so it's gonna be over 50 songs now, and it's a range. So like everybody finds source of strength and inspiration from obviously different music. So you got some Spanish on there, you got some hip hop, rap, R&B, you got even gospel on there. So it's like a whole range. So I tell people, like if there's not gonna be like you're not gonna like every song or tune in with every song, which is okay. There's always a skip button. But it's there for people to just tap in when they just need to keep going. Like, listen, if it's a Wednesday and you're like, man, I need a little pick me up, I need a
Mhm.
new playlist, like tap into the empowerment EP playlist. You never
Mhm.
know what you may find. So our next segment is called Shine a Light on Them. And I'm going to give you the space to just shout out a person or a couple of people that you want to show gratitude for.
Absolutely. Um, I'll start off with my parents. Uh, thank you for giving birth to a young brother, handsome brother. Yeah. um, Second one, I want to shout out to Stanley. It's my OG. Been rocking with me since the first episode. Literally showed me the ropes before I even picked up a mic. Was always there, showed me the ropes. Made sure I understand the technical aspect, learned the shots. Overall, just learned every aspect in video production. Major shout outs to him. Um, Major shout outs to my friend Julia. I call her my Platano head because she look like a Platano. And she'll hear this. So shout outs to her. She's really a strong and resilient woman. Like she's a person that can overcome an obstacle and jump back to being happy like nothing happened. We have great conversations over the phone. Um, we had fell off one time, but then we got back into being great friends again. So I'm grateful for her. We're pretty much all my friends. Um, who else? Um, Damn. Uh, Shout out to every content creator that I've encountered and still have developed a good rapport, a long way. So you and like many others. Um, I think yeah, that's that's all I can think of.
Any shout out is a good one. And I know the people that maybe you can't think of right now or you didn't mention, they know how you feel. So before we go, tell the audience where they can connect with you. Just drop your socials for them.
Absolutely. You can follow my personal account at DNYC, DAYNYC's 2 underscores at the end. You should know what an underscore is by now. Kickback and Chill Show. You can catch Ashley's episode on there. TikTok as well, Kickback and Chill Show. I also have my personal uh, TikTok, DNYC, but no underscores. So just tap in with me. I'm always down to collab, creating, even if you just want to say hi, So yeah,
Yeah, don't be a stranger. Listen,
absolutely.
he is definitely, as he said, he's not shy anymore. Well, he has moments, but you listen, he's
Have a
open.
little
He's
moment.
open. But thank you again, Dave, for coming on the platform and just sharing your
Absolutely.
story and your light. And thank you guys for tuning into another amazing episode of Your Divine Glow podcast. I'm truly grateful for you as the listeners and for catching us every other week. I'll catch you in the next episode. Until next time, continue to let your divine glow shine, babies. Bye.